Genesis chapter 40. And it was after these things that the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their ruler, the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was angry with his two officers, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker, and put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, in the same prison where Yosef was confined. The captain of the guard assigned them to Yosef, and he attended them. So they had been in custody for some time. Then the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were confined in the prison, dreamed a dream the same night, and each dream had a meaning of its own. Now Yosef came to them the next morning, and he saw that they were dejected. So he asked Pharaoh's officers who were with him in custody in his owner's house,
"Why are your faces so sad today?"
And they said to him,
"We each have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter for it."
And Yosef said to them,
"Do not interpretations belong to Yahweh? Tell me your dreams."
Then the chief cupbearer told his dream to Yosef, and said to him,
"Behold, in my dream a vine was in front of me, and in the vine were 3 branches. It was as though it budded, its blossoms shot forth, and its clusters brought forth ripe grapes. Then Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand."
And Yosef said to him,
"This is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Now within 3 days Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your position, and you will put Pharaoh's cup in his hand, just as you used to do when you were his cupbearer. But when all goes well with you, remember me and show me kindness. Mention me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison. For indeed I was forcibly carried off from the land of the Hebrews. And also I have done nothing here to deserve putting me into the prison."
When the chief baker saw that Yosef had given a pleasing interpretation, he said to Yosef,
"I was also in my dream, and there on my head were 3 baskets of bread. In the top basket were all kinds of baked items for Pharaoh, and the birds ate of them out of the basket on my head."
So Yosef answered and said,
"This is the interpretation of it. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 days Pharaoh will lift off your head and hang you on a tree, and the birds will eat away your flesh."
Now on the 3rd day was Pharaoh's birthday, and he gave a feast for all his officials. And he lifted up the head of the chief of the cupbearers and the head of the chief of the bakers in the presence of his officials. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position, so that he once again put the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker, just as Yosef had spoken to them in his interpretation. However, the chief cupbearer did not remember Yosef. He forgot him.